AITA for not helping my mom raise my sister's child when she could be taken into foster care. My sister had 2 kids from an affair between her and my now ex-husband. She died last year and my mom has custody of the child. Mom asked me for help since she had a financial struggle, but I couldn't separate the child from the pain their existence represented for me and refused. My sister died last year. We were estranged and I had nothing to do with her in the final years of her life because her child, who is now 4 years old and might even be 5 now, was the result of an affair between my sister and my now ex-husband, but he was my husband at the time. I told my sister once she did that to me, she was dead to me, and I would never forgive her or want to see her again. I never forgave her, and still don't. I have 0 regrets now that she's gone either. I never met her child. I have no interest in being a part of their life even now, which means I don't see my mom as much now because she has custody of my sister's child. My ex isn't in the picture, and he is supposed to be paying child support, but evades it currently. My mom is struggling. She's not in the best shape after years of physical issues. Money is getting tighter between one thing and another. She has asked me for help several times. Her fear is the child will be taken into foster care if she can no longer cope doing it alone, but I refuse to offer any help. I told my mom I love her, but I can't be selfless enough to want to help the child. I told her I can't even imagine stepping up given what their birth symbolizes to me. I told her I know that's hard for her to hear, but a part of me will always hate her parents. There will always be a level of disgust I feel toward both my sister, even now she's dead, and my ex for fucking around on me and making a kid together. I have a problem that leads to infertility, it was an especially big betrayal for me, and I could never be fair or look beyond that to love the child in question. It wouldn't be fair to them. And yes, I had therapy and I'm still in therapy. I have done a lot of work on myself where I could move forward, but some things will never be moving forward with me, like the idea of forgiving them or wanting their child in my life. My mom can't understand. She can't really understand me not forgiving my sister now that she's dead at the very least, but she can't understand me not wanting anything to do with her child. My mom said she would have loved nieces and nephews. She's also angry that I would rather see her grandchild go than help. She can't understand how I could live with myself or how I could tell her I'd sleep better with that than having them in my life. AITA, relevant comments. Commenter, NAH, your feelings are completely understandable, but so are your mom's. It takes a big person to actually admit their feelings and not pretend for the sake of appearances. I don't think anyone can or should blame you for your feelings. It was the worst of betrayals. But I also understand your mom's feelings. She loves you, and she loved your sister. Loving someone doesn't mean you approve of what they do, and even as I'm sure she was angry with your sister, she would still love her very much and be hurting from the pain of losing her child, and she's terrified of losing her grandchild. These are all very understandable feelings for her to have. It is not fair of her to put this on you. It would be one thing if you were willing in any way, but now you've made it clear that you cannot be there for your niece. She needs to make a new plan. If you can, advise your mother to contact social services herself. First off, they want what's in the best interests of your niece, so they aren't going to take her away from your mother unless that's the case. But there should be a plan in place. What happens if your mother gets sick, hospitalized? There may also be additional support and benefits they can arrange to help your mother. Your ex may be missing in action, and they may be able to get the ball rolling on child support, such as garnishing his wages. But does he have no family unable to step up? At worst, they could arrange a foster or adoptive home where close contact with your mother is part of the arrangement, which will be better for your niece. It would be better for all of this to be in place before your mother is incapable of participating. OP. Ex does have a family, but they were never very good people, and I was made aware that they wanted nothing to do with him or the child because he broke marriage vows, and they do not condone adultery because of their religious beliefs. But they also don't condone children born out of wedlock either, so none of them would ever step in to take care of the child. CPS has been in touch with my mom and has been working with her on this. She just doesn't want to tell them she can't do it alone. She doesn't want her grandchild to be adopted out or raised by foster parents. It's the very thing she's trying to avoid, but she has no backup in place if something happens to her. She wants it to be me, but it would never happen. She's at least partially aware of that too. Commenter, the kindest thing your mom can do for that child is to have him adopted by a family that has no ties to any of you or the circumstances of his birth. Trying to force people who don't want him in their lives to take him is incredibly selfish and cruel on her part. She is not doing what is in his best interests. Story 2. New update. AITA for tricking my ex into admitting to her affair. Original post. Pretty much title. I felt like something was off, so I went through her phone and found messages between between her and a male friend that seemed suspect, discussing meeting up when she'd never mentioned it to me, flirting, talking in coded language about sex, etc. There was nothing overt, but still pretty sketchy. I figured she'd just lie and bury things deeper if I confronted her, and she was actually cheating. So I set up a fake Instagram account and sent her a message saying I knew she was fucking her friend, had the receipts, and was going to contact her partner in 3 days whether or not she confessed. The next day, she sat me down and admitted to cheating, but wouldn't tell me who it was or how long it had been going on. She was sorry, she loved me, and wanted to make things work. It meant nothing, blah blah blah. I told her that I already knew, and that it was me who had sent her the message. My ex lost it, and I had to leave the apartment and go stay with a friend to get away from her. She was gone along with most of her clothes when I came back the next day. She'd completely trashed the place while I was gone. This all happened a few weeks ago, and it has been pretty tough ever since. It sucked having to find a new place to live and separating our stuff while dealing with feeling like shit. To make it worse, I'd met the guy several times, shaken his hand, bought him a drink, thought he was harmless, etc. Mostly I feel like an idiot for having trusted her. I've never cheated on anyone, and I assumed my ex was cut out of the same cloth. My ex is adamant that I'm an asshole for what I did to her, but I don't really feel like I owe her anything. I don't know. Am I the asshole here? Update: AITA for tricking my ex into admitting to her affair. So I think my original post must have been shared on Facebook or something, because my phone has been blowing up. It's mostly mutual friends and acquaintances asking if I posted it. I'd told a few people about how I'd caught her cheating, and I guess it wasn't hard to put 2 and 2 together. My ex also tried to call me about 100 times. I know she knows my throwaway username because she sent me a screenshot of the post along with a long, abusive message threatening all sorts of things. I blocked her everywhere after that. I want to clear a few things up. Going through her phone was wrong. I get that. To be honest, it's the first time I've ever done anything like that in a relationship, and it was only because there were so many things that gave me bad vibes, e.g., late nights out with vague explanations, being caught in various lies, sleeping with her phone under her pillow, or leaving it face down on the charger, etc. I left the apartment because my ex has a history of violent histrionics when she doesn't get her way. I didn't want to put myself in a compromising situation where she could either hurt me or make up stories about me hurting her. I had a bug-out bag packed and ready to go before I hit send on the message just in case. She didn't do any real damage to the apartment, just threw my stuff around while having a tantrum. It took a few hours to clear up and nothing valuable was damaged, so I figured it was easier to just let it slide. I had to stay in contact with her while we divided up our joint finances, furniture, and various other stuff accumulated over a 4-year relationship. As of yesterday, that's all done, which is why I waited several weeks to make the initial post. She is now blocked everywhere. Yes, I took the cat with me. We've both been crashing at my friend's place while I look for a new apartment. He's doing great. He was always my pet anyway. My ex tolerated him, at best. I told my ex that I was the one who sent the message because I wanted her to know. I suppose I could have played that hand differently, but I wanted the satisfaction of seeing the look on her face when she found out. It didn't feel that great in hindsight. I'd probably go back and do that differently if I could. I wasn't planning on airing her dirty laundry on social media. Does Reddit count? Because I wanted to be above that sort of juvenile bullshit. But it seems like the horse has bolted on that now. People know. I don't think there'll be much else to update on after this. I don't intend to ever speak to her again, and I doubt her ugly little man has the backbone to come after me. Jay, I know you're reading this. I hope you also read all the comments in the first post. They were savage. You're disgusting, and I am so glad I was able to see your true colors before I wasted any more of my life on you. Good luck with the pathetic goblin you chose over me. I don't know if I should feel more sorry for him or for you. In any case, people of your quality deserve to be together. Oh, and A, she's all yours now, buddy. Good luck with that. Story 3. AITA. For telling my pregnant friend she can't control my restaurant order. Hello, everyone. This one isn't as explosive as the other posts on this page, but I'd love your opinion nonetheless. I, 30M, went to dinner with some friends, one, 31F, of which is 8 months pregnant. While discussing the menu, she mentioned that she was having a craving for a particular dish that she was not allowed to have due to pregnancy restrictions. I mentioned that the dish looked delicious, but was immediately told by my pregnant friend that it would be very rude to order it now that I know she is unable to do so. I am not pregnant. I had no say in whether or not she decided to become pregnant. I get having solidarity amongst friends, but in my opinion, controlling what others want to order at the table because you are unable to do so is not normal. This prompted prompted a discussion at the table where most said this was a societal norm. Any thoughts you may have would be appreciated. Update 1. Hey everyone, I really appreciate the responses. I just want to add that while I disagreed with her approach, this dinner was for someone else's birthday. I did not order the dish and went with a second option so that it didn't ruin the night for the person we were there for. Update 2. I can definitely see how I left a lot open to interpretation, so I'd like to clarify a couple of things. If my friend had asked me not to order the dish as a friendly favor, I would have happily obliged. However, in this case, she demanded that I refrain from ordering the dish when she stated it was rude to do so. We were at a steak seafood restaurant, and the dish in question was an ahi poke bowl. Many have asked if alcohol was served. Yes, it was, and she did not have a problem with anyone ordering a drink. Relevant comments. Commenter. So, I'm in a recovery of sorts. Bottom out the cholesterol, not optional, no steaks, no fried wings, all the obvious. I'm on 11 months. I'll be doing this for at least another month. I would mug an old lady for her fried chicken sandwich some days. I miss some of those foods so bad, and I would never presume to tell someone not to order something because I was at the table. Matter of fact, quite the opposite. I'd feel absolutely awful to see them do so because of me. Your friend is an asshole. NTA. Commenter. NTA. Some pregnant women feel like just because they are suffering, everyone else has to suffer. She is being entitled. Eventually, they will realize that not everything is about them. This is coming from a mother of two lol. Just because I could drink or eat a variety of things while pregnant did not mean everyone around me was restricted. Like, that is totally fucking unreasonable and selfish. Commenter. I had a neighbor whose husband forbid her from eating certain foods during pregnancy. I told her that she should force him to follow the same restrictions in support. Suddenly, she was allowed to eat chocolate again. Story 4. AITA. For disagreeing with my girlfriend getting more tattoos, me, 31, and my girlfriend, 30F, have been together for 2 years. We love each other deeply and both believe that we are soulmates. I try my best to be supportive of everything that she does and all of her interests. My girlfriend had half a sleeve of tattoos when we started dating. I don't mind tattoos, but feel like there's a limit where I find them to be a bit too much. She doesn't have that many, and I love the ones that she has now. Tattoos are a big interest of hers, and over the course of our relationship, she has gotten another tattoo, which I also supported and didn't mind. I was just happy that she liked it. Since then, she has stated that she's very interested in getting one across her chest. I feel that such a tattoo would be a big change in appearance, and I don't think it would look. I always respond that I'm not sure about such a tattoo. I understand that it's her body, and that I have no say in what she does to it. Today, she comes up to me brimming with excitement, stating that she's getting the tattoo that she's been talking about and asks me what I think about it. I tell her that it's her body, and she can do whatever she likes, but I think that I prefer the amount of tattoos she has currently, and that I don't think I would like the tattoo. I could tell that she was crushed with what I had to say, with her emotions slowly changing from sadness to anger directed at me. She asked me how I would feel if she told me to stop enjoying one of my interests. I tell her that I love her more than anything in the world, and I very much support her decision to do whatever she wants with her body, but that I think she would look better without it, and that she has every right to disregard my opinion. Now she's pissed at me, ignoring and stonewalling me, telling me that she is very sad over what I said, and that she wants to be left alone while glaring at me with cold eyes. I feel horrible for what I said. She won't even respond to me when I tell her that I love her, and I don't know what to do. Relevant comments. Commenter. Eesh, everyone sucks here. She asked what you thought. That's on her if she didn't want to hear your actual opinion. But you should have never been riding the fence so hard about this topic. It's past time for you to abandon the whole "I'm supportive, you do you" nonsense when you don't really mean it. It's fine to have preferences about a partner's looks in a relationship. Some things can even be deal breakers. Just be honest and quit wasting time if you're incompatible about it. Commenter. I agree with this as well. You don't like tattoos that much. She does. You guys are clearly incompatible when it comes to this. You can either work through it or decide that you'd both rather find someone who can actually be supportive of the things you both like. As someone with a lot of tattoos, I wouldn't want to date someone who was going to complain about it every time I got a new one. Commenter. Why do people like you do this? Why do you pick a person for who they are and get mad when they continue to be that way? She did ask. But if you've always lied about how you really feel about her tattoos, even by omission, she was probably expecting a nicer response. Now she's learned you are deceptive and hiding your true opinion, and she's thinking on that. Plus, you ruined her joy. Again, she asked, but she probably didn't expect you to shit all over her excitement, so she's dealing with 2 hits at once. Maybe don't date women who have a penchant for permanent body modification if you don't like those types of things. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest ones. Have a great day.